I just discovered a YouTube channel making over $10,000 a month that quite frankly nearly put me to sleep because it's so boring. However, when I realized how much money this boring little channel was making, I decided to pour myself another cup of coffee and find a bunch more. And I found some incredibly boring YouTube channels that are making incredible money. And I'm going to show you why boring YouTube channel ideas are often overlooked as good businesses, and yet sometimes they're the most powerful ones, right? They have the most potential to make money. And these channels are literally putting people to sleep while making their creators rich. And honestly, I'm kind of jealous because these videos are a ton of work to put together. So if you appreciate that, go ahead and gently tap the like button. And in today's video, you'll see where these channels get their views, how they make their money through multiple different revenue streams, and how you might implement these same strategies with your own boring ideas. Oh, and I'm also going to reveal 9 other boring YouTube channels that are making even more than $10,000 a month. In fact, one of these creators actually launched a $1 billion company from the channel. Yes, billion with a B. And he's literally richer than Mr. Beast. And stick around to find out who that is. With that being said, sit back, relax, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let's get into it. All right, the first channel on the list is one that some of you might actually recognize, and that is 3 Blue, 1 Brown. And this is a channel that covers primarily math-related topics, which of course most people makes them want to fall asleep. Now, one of his videos that caught my eye was a video called How I Animate 3 Blue, 1 Brown. And in this video, he talks about how he created his own video editing software to create the animations that he does in these videos, which is absolutely incredible. It's basically like a video editing software that's combined with like science and math related animation stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, his most popular video has 19 million views. And if you look at his view stats profile, he has made $99,000 from this video. So he's made almost $100,000 from just a single video that he uploaded. Pretty good. And he's making about $13,000 to $38,000 a month. And that's despite the fact that he's not uploading nearly as much as he used to. So a lot of this is probably just passive or residual views. Now, additionally, he's likely monetizing in other ways as well. This is an educational channel, so there is a good chance that he's monetizing in other ways and doing it really well. Generally speaking, educational channels, it's much easier to monetize outside of just AdSense and sponsorships. So I would say conservatively, he's making $50,000 to $100,000 a month from this channel. And if he's monetizing correctly, he could be making anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000 a month. And that's actually something that I help people do. I help them to monetize correctly. And speaking of me teaching people how to make more money, that brings me to the second channel, which is the Financial Controller. And this is one of my clients, and he teaches people how to become a financial controller, which 99% of you probably don't know what that is. And that's because it's basically a high-level accountant. So accounting in general, most people find that incredibly boring. It's kind of almost like a meme, like accounting is a boring job. And he teaches people how to become like a super accountant, which is a financial controller, which can make like, you know, $100,000, $200,000, even $300,000 a year at certain companies. So it's a very high paying accounting job. And yeah, so his audience is just accountants that want to become financial controllers. Okay. That's what he does. Now with him, this stuff is probably pretty easy. It's pretty repetitive. He's probably done it 100 times before. And so him making this content is kind of very repetitive and like watching paint dry, right? It's like watching grass grow. It's very boring for him, but he does it day after day because he wants to help other people become financial controllers. That is what he does. Now, if you look at his view stats, it's probably not super impressive when it comes to the AdSense. Yeah. So the AdSense says he's making $500,000 to $1.4 thousand a month. Now, I know because he's one of my clients and he told me that he made up to $70,000 in a single month from this channel. So, you know, that is why I oftentimes will recommend doing educational content, especially niche educational content, because you can make significantly more money outside of AdSense. There's many other ways of monetizing: selling digital products, selling courses, starting your own company, selling coaching or consulting, agency work, freelance work, et cetera, et cetera. And so he is absolutely crushing it with this channel. Quick break. If you're struggling to grow your YouTube channel, you're spending a lot of time making videos and it feels like your hard work isn't going anywhere, I actually have a free live workshop this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. You can check this out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And during this live workshop, I myself will be going over how you can grow your YouTube channel while spending less time working on your videos. You'll get to meet me and you get to ask me questions directly, and it's completely free. And this is the only time we'll be going over these YouTube secrets, just during this live training. So you won't be able to get this anywhere else, and it's a one-time event. And for this one time only, I will be giving away my viral idea generator GPT for free at the workshop. Now, this is trained on thousands of hours of my own video, me working with clients, my course, my philosophy, and I actually charge my corporate clients thousands of dollars for this software. And honestly, I can't believe I'm giving this away for free, because my most popular video that got 5 million views is actually an AI generated idea. So if that sounds interesting to you, sign up for the live workshop down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you'll learn exactly how to do this. Look forward to seeing you there. Another person who is crushing it with their channel, and they actually just retired from YouTube, is Scotty Kilmer. Now, I don't know if he actually retired or this is one of those, you know, I'm quitting YouTube type things, and then they're back a month or two later, and then they get a bunch of like attention from it type things that YouTubers always do for some reason. But Scotty Kilmer, if you look at his channel, this channel is all about cars, right? So he's been making videos for many, many years. It's all about cars. His most recent video is I'm leaving YouTube, but he's been making these freaking videos for years. Like 7 years ago, 5 things you should never do in an automatic transition car, okay? Transmission car. This is the real way to restore headlights permanently. Doing this will make your engine run better. So basically, he's a mechanic, and he just teaches people random stuff about cars, right? 5 used cars you should buy. I would totally watch that video if I was thinking about buying a used car, right? So this video right here, let's see how much he made. This is 23 million views. Let's go to his view stats and see how much he made from this. $116,000 from a single video. He could probably buy just about any car he wants in the entire world with that kind of revenue, right? And if you look at his channelytics, he's making $18,000 to $50,000 a month. And this is despite the fact that he hasn't uploaded in nearly 2 months because he, you know, quit YouTube. He's leaving YouTube, right? Now, additionally, I told you guys that usually this actually it's an estimate, right? But it underestimates how much money they're actually making. And there is an article where he actually reveals how much money he made. So according to View Stats lifetime, he's only made about $1 million to $2.8 million from this channel. And I told you guys, especially with educational channels, it is significantly easier to monetize in both from AdSense, because the AdSense itself is higher. Advertisers pay more to get in front of educational audiences. And on top of that, there's other ways to monetize. So if you look at this article, he has brought in $24 million from his YouTube channel, $24 million. And he said that once he got going on YouTube, in 1 month, he would make more money than what he made in 40 years as a mechanic, right? So when I tell you guys that, you know, these tools that estimate how much YouTubers are making are way off, like, I'm serious. Like, this is literally like either 10 times off or 24 times less than what he actually made. And when you look at his views, 3 billion views, and you take about $10 CPM, that's $10 per 1,000 views, that's pretty close to the 28 or the 24 million that he actually made. So yeah, for a lot of people talking about random car related stuff, like which car is better than this, and just saying stuff that's probably elementary to him. It's probably like the simplest stuff in the world to him. It's like 2 + 2 = 4 would be pretty boring, but he's helping a ton of people. He's helping them make better decisions when it comes to which cars they buy, and he's making a ton of money for it, right? And a lot of the time, the billions are in the boring, guys. That's where the money's at, is in boring stuff that other people don't want to do. Which brings us to our next channel, which is Sabine Hassenfelder. And what she does is she basically covers science-related news, okay? She does daily science news, and you can basically see her videos here. And she actually hasn't been doing this for very long, only a few years now. And she's already at 1.7 million subscribers. And she basically just covers science-related news pretty much every single day. Now, a lot of the stuff she covers would be quite boring to the average person, but to the scientific community, they want to stay up to date on the latest science-related news. So a lot of scientific-related people love watching her stuff. Now, when it comes to view stats, how much is she making? She's making about $7.4 to $16,000. And if you look at her most viewed video, let's check that out. Does the past still exist? 3 years ago. video. $11,000 from a single video. Now, she's also monetizing outside of this. Like I said before, this is an educational channel, so it's much easier to monetize. She's got a Patreon that she's probably monetizing with. It looks like she's got links to some other stuff, her Twitter, etc., donor box. And to be honest with you, it doesn't look like she's monetizing very well. And a lot of the time I will actually work with people like this because it kind of does look like she's not monetizing very well and she could be doing a lot better job just based on the links that she's leaving here. But with that being said, she's definitely making at least $10,000 a month from this channel. And she's doing it with videos like, this experiment just ruled out the many worlds theory, physicists claim. What the heck is the many worlds theory? I don't know what that is, but people that are in the scientific community and are like physicists probably do know what that is, right? So it's super interesting to them. All right, next channel is very interesting, and this is for the people who don't want to do a face channel, like a personal brand channel where they reveal their face. So this is useful charts. It's just exactly what it sounds like. It's useful charts, okay? So this is Dr. Matt Baker as he explains history, religion, and many more things using interesting charts. And if you look at his videos, his most popular ones, I took 5 DNA tests and compared them. Which one is best? Changes to the British royal titles since the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Game of Thrones family tree. Islamic prophets family tree. Who would be the king of America if George Washington had been made a king? Earliest depictions of Jesus in art. Biblical family tree. Timeline of world history, major time periods and ages. Super interesting charts. Now, when you go to his view stats profile, he's making about $5,000 to $15,000 a month. And like I said, generally speaking, education channels, they underestimate how much money they're making. So usually these types of channels are, I would say this channel is making at least $20,000 a month. And that's if he, just from AdSense, if he's not monetizing correctly. If you go to his most popular videos. Oh, and by the way, if someone who owns one of these channels sees this and, you know, maybe I'm off on the estimate, maybe, you know, like try to give us a little bit of indication. If I am off, if you're not making as much as I'm saying that you're making, that's probably because you're not monetizing correctly. And you should probably book a call with me down in the description in the pinned comment below. But yeah, this one right here, I took 5 DNA tests and compared them. Which one is best? $41,000 in revenue from a single video that he didn't even need to show his face from, right? Not bad. All right, another channel that is super boring and repetitive, the Hoof GP. And this is basically like a general practitioner, I guess, like a hoof doctor for cows. And what does he do on his channel? He cleans cows' hooves. And look at this one, nail removal from bull's painful foot. Biggest stone ever pulled out of this cow's hoof. Okay, so this video right here got 22 million views. Let's see how much this guy is making from this video and his channel in general. 1 billion total views, absolutely crazy. He's making $31,000 to $87,000 a month. And with this channel, it looks like it's probably mostly from AdSense because it's a little bit more entertainment based. Although you can make more money if you monetize correctly, it's just a little bit harder. And if we look at his most popular video, see how much that's making, $112,000 just recording himself doing what he was gonna do anyways, right? He was literally gonna do this anyways. That's his job, is to take care of cows and stuff. I guess he's a veterinarian. And he just recorded himself doing it and uploaded it to YouTube, and he made $112,000 from a single video. Not bad. But you might be thinking, Shane, that's too much work for me, okay? I don't want to have to do a normal job. I just want to get paid to do pretty much nothing. Well, check out this channel, Tempo Not Time Lapse. This is literally a time lapse channel where they just set up a camera and they have something that melts or degrades or whatever, and they just record that thing as it melts or degrades and then just upload it to YouTube. So here's a melting ice cream time lapse that got 121 million views. Okay, so this channel, I mean, this one just blows my mind, man. This one absolutely blows my mind. This channel makes about $12,000 to $41,000 a month, and they don't even upload that much. I mean, in their heyday, they were getting 1.7 billion views, which is absolutely insane. So in their heyday, they were getting a lot more views than this, and they're still making $12,000 to $41,000 a month, and it's probably kind of semi-passively from older videos that they uploaded. And then if we look at their most viewed video, $172,000 from a 3-minute video where they just took a time lapse of something and then just walked away, and that's it. And then they just uploaded the time lapse. I mean, it's just easy work. That's just easy work right there. That's easy money. All right, next one is bigclive.com or bigclive.com, something like that. And basically what this guy does is he just talks about different electronics related stuff. So his most viewed video is a simple guide to electronic components, right? So he just makes simple educational videos on electronics, and that's pretty much it. Now, how much is he making? Well, he's making about 4.1 to 11K per month. And again, if you look at his views right now, he hasn't uploaded that much, so he's getting a little bit less than 2 million views a month. That would be about 24 million views a year. And considering he's got 366 million total views, he was getting a lot more views beforehand. And this is an educational channel, so he probably has a lot of other opportunities to monetize outside of just AdSense. So you can see here, he's got a Patreon, and he's also got his website where he likely sells electronic components or even digital courses on how to sell electronic components. So he has a lot of opportunities to monetize outside of just AdSense alone, not to mention sponsorships and stuff like that. So yeah, super boring stuff, just talking about basic electronic related stuff, kind of similar to Scotty Kilmer, but for electronics. And next we've got the organic chemistry tutor. This channel absolutely blew my mind. So they're uploading videos. I mean, they haven't uploaded a video in 2 months. Keep in mind, right? They haven't uploaded a video in 2 months, but they upload videos on the most boring topics known to mankind, right? Like how to find the reciprocal of a fraction, math, right? Super boring stuff. Let's look at their most popular videos. How to find the domain of a function, radical fractions and square roots. Top 10 most important Excel formulas made easy. So just the most boring stuff for like the average person known to mankind. But let's look at how much he's making. Now keep in mind, he hasn't uploaded a single video in 2 months, and he's making $34,000 to $96,000 a month, just making these simple videos where he doesn't even show his face about random stuff like improper fractions. And keep in mind, there are many, many ways to monetize outside of just this channel alone. And if you don't believe me, there's another channel out there called Physics Walla, who is likely the richest YouTuber in the entire world. So this is Physics Walla's channel, and if you look at his oldest videos, he literally started off just by recording himself with a phone. I mean, look how blurry this one is, right? Look at that. Look at that. Look how blurry this one. Recording himself with a crappy phone in his basement with crappy lighting, just drawing on a whiteboard. That is how he started off with his videos. And he launched a $1 billion company from his YouTube channel. And if you don't believe me, here's a CNBC article right here. Indian edtech startup Physics Walla bags $2.8 billion valuation. And they're aiming to do another round where they're gonna do a $5 billion valuation. So this guy is likely even richer than Mr. Beast, and 99% of people have never heard of him. So that's what I'm saying when like these educational channels, there's like tons of ways to monetize outside of just AdSense and sponsorships like you have to rely on with entertainment channels. So if this guy is monetizing correctly, he's probably making way, way more than what the AdSense shows. Probably something like 3 to 10 times more. And you might be thinking, well, Shane, you know, he's got almost 10 million subscribers, you know, it's not relatable. There's tons of channels out there that are much smaller that are making, you know, a lot less money, probably, you know, anywhere from $5,000 a month to like $20,000 or $30,000 a month that are doing something very similar to this, and they're tutoring in other subjects. And an example of that is one of my clients, Nicole. She helps people in IT get into a high-paying cybersecurity job called GRC. Okay, so this is governance, risk, and compliance. And this is a super high-paying cybersecurity job where a lot of people are making $100,000, even $200,000 or $300,000 a year, and she helps people get into this job. Now, if you were just to look at her channel, you know, like a normal person, right? Just look at view stats, $84 to $94 a month. You'd probably think, oh, she's not making any money. Well, I happen to know because she told me that when she did her launch with her course, she made over $80,000 in a single month. And this type of content is a heck of a lot easier to make than other types of content that I went over today, where you're getting millions of views in many cases. So 14,000 views, and she's making a ton of money from that because she's monetizing correctly and she's in the right niche. Okay, so there's lots of, literally like tens of thousands of channels like this that are making tons of money. And, you know, to the naked eye, to someone who doesn't know what they're looking for, they'd probably think, oh, the channel's not making any money. So yeah, helping people with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is notorious for being, you know, relatively boring. And she's helping people get cybersecurity jobs, which is even more boring. I mean, who wants to talk about applying for jobs? That's pretty boring, right? And she's absolutely crushing it doing that. And also check out the video I did interviewing Sean, breaking down exactly how we were able to help him overcome all of his headaches when it comes to YouTube and reach $500,000 plus per month by clicking right here.